Hey guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to kind of give you a step-by-step guide on how to move to Uruguay. So when you move to a foreign country, you have to have some sort of a visa or residency in order to stay there. As North Americans, I think maybe we're less familiar with this process because when we want to go to another country, usually we don't have to get a visa. There's a few countries that we need a visa for, of course, but in general, we don't have to get a visa. We enter on a tourist visa, which lasts for maybe 3 months, but we're basically unaware of the process. But when you move, you have to get a visa and you have to get residency. So in order to move to Uruguay, I wanted to share with you how you do it. It's a fairly simple process. A lot of countries have digital nomad visas or retiree visas, or there are various different types of visas that you can get when you move to countries, but Uruguay is fairly straightforward and it's fairly easy. So the first thing that you need when you move to Uruguay is you need a valid passport and you need to bring 2 passport pictures. You can get them when you're there, but it's probably easier to just get them in your native country because you know where to go and you know how to do it. So that's the first thing you need. Another thing that you will need to bring with you is your birth certificate. You'll need a birth certificate and you'll need it apostilled. I know in the US, you go to the Secretary of State. I'm not sure what you would do in Canada in order to get it apostilled, but you have to have that when you come because they won't accept it otherwise. If you're married, you also need a marriage certificate and you need the marriage certificate apostilled. If you're coming with kids, you would also need their birth certificates and they would need to be apostilled as well because you'll all need to get residencies. Also, Uruguay requires certain vaccines. For children, it's a bit of a longer list. For adults, you need tetanus and MMR. If you have a reason to have a medical exemption, you can also present that. But otherwise, you would need to either present your records or you would need to get it in Uruguay. Also, when you come, you have to do a medical check. So they draw some blood, they check your eyes, I think they do a urine sample. They do various tests in order to get a health card, and you have to have this health card in order to get your permanent residency. You also will need to get your police records, and they need to be apostilled. In the US, you would get FBI records, and you get them apostilled. If you are unable to do that or the process takes a long time, you can get those done in Interpol in Uruguay, which that's what I did. I thought it was a lot easier than waiting for the FBI records, and it was, I think, a 6-month wait or something like that to get the FBI records. It was much easier for me to do it in Uruguay. Another thing that you need when you move to Uruguay is proof of income. So they need to know how much money you make if you're retired and you're getting some sort of a pension, or if you work online, or if you have just residual income, you would need to present proof of that. If you don't have that, you would need to present proof of income in Uruguay. So you would need to find a job and be able to present that you are able to sustain yourself inside of the country. I'm checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. So that's basically all you need in order to move to Uruguay. It's very straightforward. They do have digital nomad visas now. But in my personal opinion, it's better to just go with the residency, get the permanent residency. If you're looking for a citizenship, it's also a really straightforward process to get citizenship there. If you're married, you can apply for citizenship after 3 years of living in the country. If you're single, you can apply after 5 years. You do have to stay in the country for a minimum of 6 months a year for those 3 or 5 years, and then you are eligible to apply for citizenship. So if you're interested in moving to Uruguay, getting residency, or getting citizenship, I hope that this is helpful. Of course, once you get in the country, there are other things that you will need to do as the process continues, but this is just what you need in order to come to the country and in order to get your residency. And depending on when you get an appointment, that will let you know when you'll be able to get your first residency card. So it's a simple process, and if you're interested or you want more information, feel free to leave a comment and I can try to help you.